Welcome back to Tech TV here in Austin. I'm Ben Wodecki and I'm pleased to be joined by Keith Schaub from Advantest. Keith, how's it going?
It's going great, great show.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here, but today we're talking something specific. We're talking about what you guys do at Advantest. Now, for those not in the know, you manufacture automatic test equipment, ATEs. So, how are AI and ML revolutionizing semiconductor testing?
So the revolution begins when we fully connect all of those test data streams going forward and backwards so that the data streams can feed data to previous insertions and post insertions, and semiconductor manufacturers can take advantage of all of that data. And that's where we believe that revolution is occurring.
So if the revolution is beginning, Keith, where do you kind of see the real action in AI in semiconductor testing? Is that in product development, innovation? What's your take?
Well, the real action, so let's look at both of those. We have product development and we have innovation. And for us, it's in both areas. So let me talk about the innovation first.
Sure.
So semiconductor manufacturers, they have long had machine learning algorithms that they want to deploy at scale. But they need to do this in a safe environment, it needs to be secure, it needs to be production, ruggedized, it needs to be maintainable, it needs to be scalable. All of that hasn't existed. But we've brought a new platform to the market called Advantest ACS, and ACS stands for Advantest Cloud Solutions. And that's really a platform that brings all those building blocks. So the innovation is ACS, but the building blocks are all the pieces that enable that innovation, the security, the latency, the processing power. So we put all those together and that brings the action. But that action's actually already started. So we've deployed something called ACS Edge into the market so that customers can already start taking advantage of their AI and machine learning models.
So on that, what do you see as the key areas that you guys at Advantest are using AI, and what would you say the stage is at? Are you scaling for multiple customers? Is it a few vendors? How are you looking at things?
Okay, first let's talk about what those areas are. So for us in the test industry, it starts really at post-silicon validation. So wafers come out of the fab, they go to something called PSV to validate the design. Once that gets validated, now they enter the production test cycle. And the production test cycle has many test insertions. Some of the main ones are wafer sort, wafer test, assembly and package, burn-in, and system level test. And we have products all throughout that chain. The earliest deployments, though, have been in assembly and package. And the reason for that is because that is one of the lowest barriers to entry, so it was basically easy to put it there, but also it had a relatively high ROI that was quickly realizable and you could see it. So as an example, customers have machine learning models that do things for them. It either reduces cost or it improves quality, it improves their yield. The easiest ones, the earliest ones, were to reduce cost. And so those were deployed into assembly and package, and we saw numbers in the double-digit range in terms of cost savings.
That's great.
So that's a lot, that's a big number, and that got the attention of the industry. And so because of that, now we're working with the customers to bring that capability upstream to wafer sort, but also downstream to system level test.
That's great. So Keith, how are AI test solutions like the V93000 enabling that high performance growth in the high performance computer market rather?
Okay, so the V93000 is our core product, which is in most of those test insertions that I described previously, and that's also where most of the high performance computing test occurs. So, one of the things that we are seeing with high performance compute markets is that the semi-automotive test requirements and quality requirements are moving or becoming the norm for high performance compute. So automotive test, quality and reliability is typically much more stringent than consumer-based because it's going into a car, for example. But now those same quality and reliability requirements are moving and becoming the norm for HPC. So that adds an additional complexity. Another thing that we see with HPC is that entire market is moving to heterogeneous chiplets. So the designs are so big and so power hungry that the market is breaking them up into small heterogeneous chiplets, which adds an additional level of complexity because now you're dealing with 3D packaging, you're dealing with stronger, more stringent quality and reliability requirements, and you put all that together and there's an explosion in the complexity, right? To deal with that, you have to have tools like AI and machine learning and data analytics to deal with that complexity. And so that's why we put that onto the 93,000. It just fits there nicely. It had high ROI. It was a low barrier to entry, but also it's feeding and satisfying the HPC market.
So that high ROI is integral to companies right now when costs are tightening and budgets are definitely shrinking, but I'm curious to see how you feel that AI is kind of shaping that semiconductor test demand as well.
So test cost is sort of the main concern. I mean, let me start again.
Yeah, sure.
Test cost is always a key concern for the semiconductor test industry. If you look at Moore's law, it's always about doubling the number of transistors every 1.5, 2 years. But interestingly, the test time that is needed to test all of those transistors has been held to about 10% increase each time we double the transistors. And that test time is a proxy for cost. So basically the number of transistors is doubling, but the test cost is only going up by 10%. Well, Advantest prides itself on being able to hold that line. And you don't do that without a lot of continuous innovation with the hardware and software engineers inside of Advantest. So we're very excited to bring that sort of capability to the market.
So you've proven that there's ROI there, there's an actual tangible use for this. What stage are we at with the market? Are we early days? Are we going to make strides in the future? How do you kind of see it playing out?
So we're still very much in early days. We do have the systems, the ACS Edge already in production, but what I'd bring attention to is the industry as a whole is forecasted to reach $1 trillion by 2030. We're about halfway, or a little more than halfway now. I think this year we're going to settle around $560, $570 billion. So that means that the entire industry is essentially going to double within the next 8 years. And the only way that that's going to occur is by employing and using AI and machine learning at scale. So AI and machine learning isn't just an enabler though, it actually could accelerate our target to that 1 trillion, so we may even get there sooner.
Mm-hmm. So if that's the case then, Keith, how does the team at Advantest help with enabling the of these more advanced chips in AI and ML that are certain to be deployed over the next decade or so?
So the Advantest ACS ecosystem, that benefits everyone. So right now we're focused on semiconductor manufacturers want to achieve their goals and they want to achieve them faster. So they want to lower cost, they want faster time to market, they want higher quality, they want higher reliability. So that's what the ACS ecosystem enables. Advantest has proven through multiple advances in the semi industry that it leads the charge on innovating in the semiconductor test industry. Our grand design, introduced in 2017, is all about accelerating the rate of innovation. And we're 5 years in, and we've been exceeding all of our goals. So we're here to help. Come talk to us.
Well, let's hope the next 5 years go just as well as the last 5 have done. I appreciate it. Keith, thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you so much.